Hello, and welcome to the start of our trimester together. There's going to be a little bit of different structure this trimester that I want to try out with us. First thing I want to introduce you to is there's going to be a calendar for you to follow. And as you can see, this calendar is going to show you each day what you need to do. So if you miss a day, you know exactly what you missed. And if you're wondering if you're finished for the day, if you can check off all your tasks, you know you're finished for the day. If you notice, if we look at the 13th, it shows there's a lesson video, which will be on playposit.com, which we just logged into to watch this video. After the lesson video, you're going to do a little progress check that you will then check in with me. You will check it and then check in with me, so I know where you're at after the lesson is finished. The lesson video is one that I make that I would stand up in front of the room and teach if that's what I were doing. So it's not somebody else, it's not some random video I found on YouTube. It is the same lesson I would have taught if I would have stood up in front of the room. So on the first day, that's what you will do. You'll watch the lesson video, and then you do a little progress check that you will check, and then you'll check in with me. When you have those tasks finished, you are done for the day. Then if we look at the next day, 5.1 assignment, you're going to do that in your student journal, which you received today. If you get that assignment finished that day, then you are finished for the day. However, most students usually need that second day to finish up, and you are also responsible for checking your assignments. I'll have answer keys available, as I always do. And then once that assignment's finished, you will check that in with me, and then you'll take just a brief little quiz. And the quiz is only going to be maybe 2 or 3 problems. I will check your quiz, and we'll see where you're at with the end of the lesson. So I want to do this so I can keep better track of where you're at the end of each lesson. So that will be the structure for each lesson that we do together. We're going to have a video lesson, then you'll do a progress check. There'll be an assignment for that lesson, and then there'll be a little quiz for that lesson. So for each lesson, we're going to spend about 3 days on each lesson. Sometimes we'll have group activities, like you can see on the 12th, and then also on the 26th, there's a little exploration that you'll do with your group and myself. The class is going to be split into 3 different groups, so each group is going to have a different task on each day. But each group will do all of the same tasks, all of the same lessons, assignments, and quizzes throughout the whole unit. The one thing I do want to make sure I highlight for you, all of your progress checks, assignments, quizzes, and reviews need to be finished and checked in with me before you're going to be able to test. I want to do this to ensure that you are as successful as possible in the unit. So that's the calendar piece that you're going to receive at the beginning of the unit. All the materials you need will be found in the shelves by the chalkboard, and each shelf will be labeled. So it'll be labeled 5.1 progress check or 5.1 assignment answers, those types of things. Those will all be labeled for you. I will give you the quiz, so if you're hunting around, if you're ready for the 5.1 quiz and you're hunting around for that, I will give you the quiz when you check your assignment in with me, and I will check your quiz. You're going to get to check your progress check, you're going to get to check your assignment, I'm going to be the one to check your quiz. I will also be able to keep track in the gradebook if you watch the lesson video. The PlayPosit program that you watch the videos on will allow me to track whether or not you watch the video. And I just want to show you that real quick so you don't just think that I'm making that up. So this would be a report for me in PlayPosit. These are just some students that I had last year. And you can see how long they spent watching the video and if they completed it or not. So that's what I'll be keeping track of. in that particular program. After you watch your lesson video, if you saw on that last, when I just showed that last screen, there's some little smiley faces and things by those that completed it. There is a chance for you to do a little rating scale after you watch the video. The thing that I ask of you though is to use the rating scale to rate your understanding, not the video itself. I know the videos aren't going to be exciting. I will keep them short. They will stay under 20 minutes, which isn't too long for a lesson. I'll keep them under 20 minutes. And again, when you do that little rating, don't rate it a 1 and say, Miss Golly, that was boring. That doesn't help me much. I know the videos aren't exciting. The videos are just a tool to get the information out to you, and then we kind of monitor your progress from there, and you get a chance to do some of the practice and things like that. All the assignments are going to be in your student journal, so we don't have to worry about extra worksheets and losing things and misplacing worksheets, things like that. All the assignments will be right in your student journal, and you are more than welcome to store those on the shelf in the classroom. You, though, however, I mentioned this earlier, you are going to check your assignments. I will have answer keys available for you. And just a reminder, all of our progress checks, assignments, quizzes, and reviews need to be recorded by me before you're going to take your test. Now, I know some of you might be asking, Miss Golly, I liked it last trimester. Why are we doing this? So why make the change? The biggest reason to change is I want to make learning more independent, more at your pace. The beautiful part about the lesson videos, I know some are going to say, oh, Miss Golly, videos. The biggest thing is with the videos, you get to pause them as you need to. So if you need to pause, get up, stretch your legs, get a drink partway through, you can do that. If I'm up teaching in front of the class, you're not able to pause me as we go. Also, the nice thing with the videos is if I went too fast through an example, you can rewind. You can ask a question during the lesson when you need to. So whatever point you're at, you can raise your hand and ask me a question and I can clarify for you. If you're absent a day, you know exactly what you missed and how to make it up. You can go by the calendar. If you miss on a Wednesday, you can go to the calendar for that day and you can figure out what it is you missed, and then you're going to be able to make that up. This also allows us for less distractions during the learning process. If I'm up in front of the room teaching, chances are a lot better that some of your peers might be able to distract you or also interrupt me while I'm trying to teach the lesson. So this will allow for less distractions. You can watch the video, you can have headphones on, and you can just tune out the rest of the world if you need to. You can also re-watch videos to help review, which is nice. And one of the biggest things I wanted to focus on was I'll know exactly what you know and what you're struggling with through the process of our progress checks, assignments, and quizzes. Instead of just getting on the test and, oh, well, they didn't understand some of these things, or just going based on some of the questions you ask in class, now I'll know for sure with those 3 items you have to check in with me on each lesson how you're doing with the process. Keep in mind, we're going to try this for a unit, and we'll see how it goes. Students last year, I did it last year for a trimester, actually I did it the whole year last year with Algebra 1B, and the students last year, they loved it. And I will survey you at the end to get your input. So it's kind of a don't knock it until you try it kind of thing. So we'll try it out. I'm not saying we're going to do it for the whole trimester, but we'll try it and see how it goes. I will survey you at the end to get your input. Maybe there's just a few tweaks or changes we need to make. I've only done this a few times with classes. And also one of the other reasons I want to try this as well is I am trying to save my voice as much as possible. So that will also help me with that piece as well. So again, we're trying it for the unit. It will take a little getting used to. So ask me whatever questions you need as you go. If you're looking at a day on the calendar and you're not sure where to go to find the lesson video, or maybe you're not sure what to do once you finish your assignment, just ask me those questions. And then once we get rolling, things become really consistent in here, and you're going to know what each lesson is like and what's expected, which I think is an awesome thing. So thank you very much for your attention and listening to this. I appreciate it. If you have any additional questions when you're finished with this, just let me know what I can clarify for you.